There it is. Should be enough to take it. Goes for Gazan and the throw. With that, XCal is your 2026 CEO champion is what we would say, because that was Avatar Legends. Avian Salte, we are back here, finally continuing the BlazBlue stream after a monstrous loser run from XCal. Congrats to him, but we have some BlazBlue to get to.
Absolutely, and XCal looking to take another belt home here for BlazBlue Central Fiction coming up. You can already see him wearing the gear that he just got from a winning Avatar, right hot off of the heels of that win, going straight into some BlazBlue Central Fiction winners finals versus Fenritti. Man, I'm so excited for this set. I mean, I've been waiting an hour for this set, basically.
We have literally been waiting over an hour for this set.
Yep. But, man, what a run XCal had there, going down to losers, getting that reset and winning that whole thing over there. Over 1,000 players playing in Avatar. And now we're going over to little old BlazBlue, which, you know what? Avatar may be bigger, but he's only played in one Avatar tournament.
Exactly.
We still claim him. That's a BlazBlue player right there, folks.
Exactly. That is indeed a BlazBlue player. Right, so listen, as a member of having dual citizenship, I'm very proud to have XCal on my player bases. However, I'm not. If I was production, I would not be that proud. That is a nightmare when you have someone who's that good at 2 games. I mean, Fenritti knows it good and well. We have the battle of like the bracket hold-up demons right now.
Oh yeah, for sure. Remember, y'all, EVO 2025 last year, Fenritti held up that BlazBlue bracket for probably even, arguably, maybe like even longer, or at least like a similar length
it was
that XCal did.
It was literally the full 2-hour block of commentary was a podcast.
Yep.
It was, hey, so we scheduled it for this block of commentary, but we didn't get to do any of it because guess what? The guy who's supposed to be here is completely gone.
But hey, we got the 2 GOATs right here. Fenritti and XCal, both too good at their other games. Now coming back to BlazBlue Central Fiction. Home is where the heart is, and their heart is currently in BlazBlue right here at this very moment. You can see them already testing on their characters. No button check nonsense with random characters. We both know that they play the Jin, they play the Carl, and we're going to be seeing these 2 characters duke it out against each other. Now, Avian, what are you expecting to see coming into this matchup?
So into the set, I mean, we've already seen that, like, we've already seen that Fenrich's playbook is so deep when it comes to this matchup. Like, we were seeing some stuff that we never thought we'd see. I mean, my favorite, of course, being the OD into the Yukikaze to literally just utilize it as change shift. I mean, this guy is a genius, and when you give a genius a very direct goal, you're going to see some crazy stuff. But on the opposite end, right, XCal kind of came in, cleared out with everything, walked out, was like, all right, game's kind of solved. He runs into Fenritti and is like, wait, I still have a lot of work to do to at least beat this one player. So I'm really curious to see how the game plan adjusts for XCal, not just really in terms of neutral, but in terms of how he plans on opening Fenritti up, because that was the primary problem in their last set at EVO.
Absolutely. And it's all going to come down to how they play neutral against each other as well. Of course, Fenritti is going to be utilizing those C normals from Jin to poke at Ada from afar, interrupt her in the process and prevent her from acting, as well as using the long reach of those buttons to kind of hit Carl at the same time while we're hitting Ada. So we'll have to see how Fenritti uses those buttons. But right now, we haven't really pressed too much. There it is, that JC coming through to check Ada in that moment. We're just jumping around Ada at the moment, trying to find these small hits in to really deplete the gauge as much as possible.
Here we go. Already here comes Fenritti. I mean, XCal kind of at a disadvantage, has to adjust to the pacing of BlazBlue, coming from a completely different title just 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, and there's that 6A coming in a little bit earlier. Didn't find that counter hit, so didn't find the combo, but we will get the combo off this. Getting the ice. There's the reset into the 6A RC. Come on, we got to be expecting that XCal. That's layer 1.
Hey, listen, we are on layer -3 right now. Like, listen, we're still looking for Gazan assist. You're talking about, so we got to find this 6A.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's still, maybe still try to shake off the Avatar for just a little bit. But Xgal, once we can get that train running, we're going to start shoveling some of that coal into the train engine. Excalibur Blades is going to start moving pretty soon here. Sending out the fireball, trying to control this ground space. And then there's Ada coming through, but great check there with the JC once again.
No, okay, I'm sorry, I'm laughing because someone called out the police the moment that they activated Nirvana out in the crowd. Like, this is going to be a hilarious top 4, but one still graced by high-level play.
Absolutely. I mean, the level of play here has already been magnificent. Spending it on the super here? Actually, I'm not too sure what that was meant to do. Anyways, fireball coming from the other side of the screen. Fenritti having to block that one out. Getting opened up by the 5As.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. Mess up execution there. Once again, kind of got to figure it out, kind of get it locked in this first game. And now, since we are in a first of 3, it'll become a little bit easier to try to adapt to the new game pacing. Yeah,
and we talked about it before we went on break, but these matches are going to be going for quite a while already. You can see that 30 seconds here on the clock, only going to become a little bit longer here because of OD stopping the timer for just a little bit. Excal knowing he's on the back foot, it is struggling to open up Fenritti. Fenritti with so many resources on the table, and his will spend it right here, right now on that 6A RC for the conversion. Fenritti taking game number 1 over Excalibur Blades.
Man, I mean, if you're in Xcal spot, you are definitely in a world of hurt, man. You have to go from not having played this game for upwards of around 2 hours to literally jumping into the deep end against Fenritti. Like, it is going to be an uphill battle regardless of how these sets have gone before.
Right, what a gauntlet it has been. So one thing, too, we got to keep in mind as Xcal is that, you know, we want to end these rounds as quick as possible, honestly. Like, we're only playing for timeout, of course, but Jin is also a very meter-hungry character that you have to understand. So the more resources Jin has at the end of the game, the more dangerous he becomes.
Yeah. Playing with a little bit of a ticking time bomb there with that meter gauge.
Look at that. There's that JC hitting Ada and Carl at the same time, like I mentioned.
Oh, there we go. Sends out the 6D. Wants to try to advance Sister with those hitboxes. Oh, clashes!
Yeah, can't seem to make Ada work. Fenritti putting this doll here on under a leash as Fenritti continues to just demolish Excalibur Blades.
Yeah, no, this is looking pretty bad for all of our Xcal fans out there. I mean, it's not even really like a game plan type of deal. It just feels like he doesn't have Carl in his hands right now.
Yeah, but right now it's been a couple of rounds, right? So Excal is starting to get to his peak capacity at the moment. We're almost there, and you can see it right there with that throw with this mix. Excalibur Blades right now has this round entirely under his control at the moment.
Hey. All right, trying to do something a little bit meterless.
2200
Ada
in the OTG. Oh, and to the other side finds the hit with the old leg there. Fenritti now taking Xcal to the corner instead. Ooh, nice. On Jameer, this should kill.
Ooh. What a pickup as well. With the collapse as well. Oh my goodness, the routing. I think we're back, Salty.
I think we're back. That was pretty saucy, if I had to say myself.
63D wants to maintain that air control. Fenritti having no parts of it, gets right to the ground.
Yeah, Ada is on the side though, so if you give Excalibur Blades just a little bit of time to breathe, he's going to be able to pop that fireball, forcing you to respect it. You can see Ada activating from that distance and now being summoned back to Excalibur Blades here into the corner. Tossing out the fireball now, but that nice usage of the JC will interrupt Excal in the process. Dog gauge. Oh, and we find the hit, the old haymaker there on Fenritti, tossing him into the corner now. Excalibur Blades cleaning this up. Hopefully, no
nice.
TPRC, and the burst blade from Fenritti straight into the freeze, straight into the OD. Fenritti, 2 games in a row, 2-0 over Excalibur Blades.
Man, Fenritti came back with a vengeance. He said, this one is for holding up the bracket all this time. However, Excalibur Blades, I mean, he's been in these spots before. Still looking calm and collected despite what has been happening on screen.
I don't know. He looks a little stressed.
I mean, he looks stressed, but I feel like he's like, you know, Excalibur Blades is one of those guys only has one emote. You know what I mean? Like,
he only has one look to him.
Yeah, he doesn't got the V-Bucks for that yet. So, you know, whether he's sad, mad, stressed, you know, feeling stuff, we really won't know.
Oh, man. Fenritti
Ooh,
trying to get really sneaky there with that corner steal. Great blocks there from Excalibur Blaze, like you said.
Ooh, we're trying to get really tricky with it.
Yeah, Ada taking the charge. JC, such a good button.
Okay. Out of can right there.
Here's the knockdown. Great block so far from Fenritti, and we just jump out.
Oh, man. We got to see what Excalibur's going to do to try to get out of this corner. Figures it out there and brings Ada along with him. Ooh, you got to make sure that this route is doing whatever you can without the meter.
Yeah, overhead
Oh!
RC straight into the low. Excalibur Blaze not able to find the kill just yet. An anti-air from Fenritti looking perfect. Excalibur Blaze choosing to spend that burst, not wanting to take the damage, not wanting to be put into a one-touch scenario where Fenritti can just pop OD and kill him regardless. Excalibur Blaze now with just a little bit of doll gauge left, needs to make it count and doesn't have to use it on the slide. Excalibur Blaze finds that final low and now has a round on the board here against Fenritti.
Yep, once again, show that there are indeed signs of life here in this lifeless doll, apparently.
All right, Fenritti now going to be pushing Excalibur Blaze closer and closer to the left side here of the screen, but we roll the other way, eating that fireball into the process, and Excalibur Blaze now. Yeah, we're on demon time here with these mix-ups.
How did he find an unblockable there, man? I mean, it feels like we used to only have it for like 1 or 2 setups. Excal's found it off the most random hits. Like, it's so sick to watch.
Okay, there's the tech.
Oh my gosh, they saved my command grab! Oh no. Oh no, you don't have any sort of OD. I like that there. HDP to go ahead and hit both sides. They gotta block this mix. Trying to go for the crush trigger. Now, you have OD. Shouldn't be enough to kill it. You don't have enough meter. Gotta be one more mix-up.
Yeah, not gonna use it. We're gonna use it once we find that hit. We just need that one final hit. Excalibur Blaze also needs to find that one hit here. Ada sandwiching him. There's the DPR. Oh, we find the hit that we need. Fenritti on set point.
Fenritti pulling victory out of the jaws of defeat right there. Cannot believe it. How was he able to figure that out, that situation? Oh my gosh.
Great spatial awareness right there. Finally making those claws work. So far, it's been such a difficult uphill process here for Excalibur Blaze to make Ada operate into this matchup because Fenritti is so good at stuffing the doll and separating Excalibur Blaze from the doll as well.
Like I said, I mean, his game plan has been crazy, man. You already saw it there. The DP with the delayed RC. See it up there. 2-1-4P on the horizon.
Here's the freeze, 6 ARC. No, instead just going to go for that simple 5A to put us back into that standing position off of the freeze.
If he hit confirm, then Excalibur Blaze was going to be knocking on heaven's door after that one.
I love how Excal's playing so tricky with these doll movements. DP.
Oh my gosh.
No RC cancel though, so no combo here.
Gonna hit the both of you. Buy one, get one special.
Yeah, here's the sandwich.
Oh!
Red RC into the low. Fenritti, no burst to get out of this combo, is now going to be guaranteed put into this corner position.
Oh! Oh! No! He's dead!
No shot! Ada, no shot! Fenritti, double super! That is going to be the 3-0 finish in winners of finals. We've been talking that entire time before we went on break saying, oh, this is going to be a close set. We're not going to be seeing another blow up like we've been seeing in the past few matches where it's been 2-0 after 2-0 after 2-0. No, it is a 3-0 continuing that trend. Fenritti showing that he is back in full force.
Man, if you give Fenritti a rope, he doesn't want to just be a cowboy. He wants to own the rodeo. He wants to own the Oilers. He wants to own everything, man. Like, you can't even give him a chance. Messes up the combo there, and all of a sudden, hey, I'm getting everything out of my setup. He has OD. He has overdrive. It's over, bro. Active flow's on the table. Like, what are you supposed to do?
Yeah,
what do you do?
The king is back. I'm just going to say that much right there. And you can see there at the very end, Excal trying to go for that jump out, right? Probably trying to make that DP whiff if we try to go for a DP, and then we had Ada on the ground to be able to punish it afterwards. So that's probably the idea behind that jump from Excal, but instead, you know, Fenritti thinking a step ahead is like, okay, I see you're jumping in the air trying to avoid my DP. I'm going to chase you up in the air, get that air throw, and then just win that game off of that.
Dude, just skip right on to layer 3. Like, not even worried about layer 2. We saw a bit of the CDP representation there from Fenritti, but the main thing, though, is it's like, all right, I understand that it hits both you and the doll. I understand that it's invincible. I understand that you've gotten some crazy things going off of that RC, but the idea to say, hey, I'm going to sit here and let you think that I have the meter to do another DB delay RC is so crazy.
But man, yeah, from one great set to another, we're dropping down to losers semis, where we have a Dawn versus Uri, Relius versus Lychee, as both these players reprise their positions here on this stage. It's been quite the wait, and I'm hoping that they're not cold either, because man, they're going to be having the fight for their life, not only between each other, but also in losers finals having to play against Excalibur Blades.
Yeah, I mean, you already have like you said, you already have an incredibly hard matchup with each other. And then it's like, all right, I got to go and fight, you know, a previous EVO champion, pretty much every major champion in Excal. But like you said, you got to take each of these matches one at a time. You can't look too far ahead of you, because that's how you end up losing the match you're currently in.
Right. Yeah, I think we're in this position now where, you know, we have Excalibur Blades and EVO champion, and we have Fenritti and EVO champion, but these two players, you know, they're also hungry, right? You know, the way we're phrasing it is we're phrasing it a lot like, oh, you gotta be Excalibur, you gotta be Fenritti, they're gonna be so hard. Because yeah, that is true, they're the strongest players in the bracket for a reason. It's centralized all around them, but at the same time, both these players are hungry for that win. They want to win just the same as anyone other. They don't want to go just and finish at second place or third place. They want to get that first. And I don't think either of these players have been able to claim a first in such a major fashion at an offline major before.
I mean, this is going to be, in general, just a really interesting matchup. One that we don't get to see pretty much ever these days in BlazBlue, at least in CF2. Like, I mean, I can't think of the last time that I've seen a Lychee versus Relius.
Yeah, there's not a lot of Reliuses being played. You know, certainly not as rare as Lychee, of course. But there's not a lot being played, and a lot of times the only representation you see is from Dawn. But exactly. You have Lychee here. Uri, you know, not playing as often either, so you don't get to see this gameplay happen so often. But right now, yeah, I don't think we're going to be seeing much more of this round if Dawn keeps this going, blocking that DP successfully, and now putting Uri into this duo bias mix.
Oh my god. And spends the OD, wants to go ahead and guarantee the kill. Very interesting choice, but I mean, I guess if you know you're going to get it back later on, you might as well spend it now.
Yeah, I don't think, you know, the more I watch this game, the more I realize, like, oh, you know, spending OG at the end of a round isn't really that bad in most cases. Only where it becomes really bad is if you're playing against characters like maybe Arakune or Carl, where that first hit snowball is so important to deny.
Right. I mean, and a character like Lychee, where even though her offense is incredibly strong, isn't as potent as other characters, you can get away with that and trying to build a second one throughout the course of the match.
Yeah, and Dawn is doing exactly that. Still looking pretty strong going into this round, not dropping that momentum as we take Uri straight into the corner, has full doll gauge to work with as we end it here with the doll into the hard knockdown. Great job blocking all those overheads, but not holding the barrier for the crush trigger, so that will be Dawn breaking right on through, forcing Uri to spend that burst, and Dawn still finding that pickup as we drop right back down into the doll super. Dawn with another dominant round, takes 2 in a row to take 1 point on the board. And remember, y'all, this is first to 2 territory once again, so Dawn just needs to win 1 more.
Yeah, I mean, it's look at we have a chance to get that one more incredibly quickly. These two mashed rematch. They want to get right back in that action.
Yeah, we're going to be tossing Dawn the baton here with that stick, that staff at full screen, catching Dawn, trying to give the doll some commands. But it's not really doing all too much at the moment, because while you're hitting Relius, you're not hitting the doll at the same time. So if the doll finds some small hits, you're kind of just trading damage back and forth.
See it there again. OD pretty much immediately wanted to make sure that we could get that setup going with the doll. And now back and fully online. This is going to be big damage and a crazy mix-up after the fact.
Yeah, there it is, that jump over, and then the doll on the other side, Uri trying to go for that super, but completely whiffed there on Dawn, so kind of just throwing away all of our meter just like that. Dawn having 50 meter into the tank as well, so if we can get a hard knockdown, we could probably see duo spouse. If we find a nice combo, we also have the regular super as well to increase the amount of damage we get off of it, and I think that's what Dawn is going to want to prefer in this situation.
Okay. All right.
Very low engage. Slowly recovering, finally back at full and sending it out just like so. Uri getting interrupted. Burst comes out, and that is going to be the round for Uri.
All right, we got to see Dawn, kind of a player that likes to ride off momentum. So the moment that Uri says, hey, you know what, I actually can fight back. I know you've been sitting here going for these 2-0s for the majority of bracket, but listen, I'm here and I'm ready to play.
It's going to be hard to reclaim that momentum as well because we spent the burst at the very end of that last round, meaning that it's going to be taking us quite a while for us to get burst back in this moment.
Yep. I mean, as you can see already, getting incredibly antsy so far, spending a lot of that dog gauge, just wants to get the hit immediately. Doesn't matter where it comes from for Dawn.
Yeah, tried his best to keep control of the corner, but once we tried to lock into that anti-air, Uri was just way too high to make that work and kind of just left us as a sitting duck to where Uri could regain control of the situation and then take this round in response. Great super to close it out. Uri, in a similar way, Dawn was able to take 2 quick rounds. Also kind of just took 2 quick rounds of her own as well.
Yeah, now we got the first to 1 with 2 incredibly offensively potent characters. So this could be a pretty crazy one as both players are going to want to get that hit as quickly as they can.
Yeah, and Dawn will be finding those first few quick hits, drawing that first blood, and getting a knockdown in the process. I was about to say Ignite's OD timing, but at that point the burst was already so almost out, so Dawn wasn't able to block it in time.
Yeah, no, I thought we were going to get that OD out in time, but I saw the green flash immediately. Knew that it was too late there. However, that does benefit Uri, even though the OD timers do not look like it at all.
Yeah, this is really awkward right now. Dawn really wants to keep this doll as active as possible, and I love that right there. Dawn knowing the doll was almost out of gauge, so instead went for that air throw. Very aggressive, but the amount of reward we got off of that afterwards was very important because now we got a decent amount of doll gauge back.
Oh, but the doll gauge is back. Oh!
No shot! It worked!
Oh my gosh, this is going to be huge damage too. Use the crush trigger to make sure we have good scaling. Gets the doll out the way! Oh my gosh. Uri, what will you be able to do with this opportunity? It has been gifted you on a silver platter.
Super. Oh, we got our own duos bios here. Eat the stabs. Lay straight through the low. And then the drills. Anti-airing Uri reaching towards the skies.
Man, Dawn, such good mastery. You gotta see where he's gonna be able to do with it now. Once again, whoever has taken the first round has kind of ran away with the set, trying to prey on the desperation of the other player. Right now, Dawn finds the first exploit. Could be another one here.
Yeah, try to get cheeky for another air throw, but Uri not going to be letting that happen 2 times in a row. Great reactions.
No one's getting caught. No chance to burst bait there for Dawn.
First as the staff set.
Oh, no. Great timing there from Uri as well. Able to get a combo, utilizing the staff return.
Okay, staff dropping back down after the DP, having to hold it, but okay, we're going to be using it there on the counter assault. I like that Uri reactivated the staff immediately after, though, so that prevented Dawn from being able to escape the corner even after finding those initial hits.
Oh, you gotta be so careful. No opportunity to burst.
Perfect there for Dawn activating the OD. We just cannot drop this combo. And as I say that, Dawn dropping the combo, letting Uri live, but the super will clean the job up regardless. Dawn moving forward, putting the fist up to the crowd, letting everyone know that he's here in Losers Finals, and he's here to get this run back against Excalibur Blaze, reprising that match against him back at CEO 2025.
Man, that was almost one of the most tragic drops that we've seen in a while in this game. Because that's not even like a Woshige type of thing. That is just a straight, all right, you literally have to breathe on him to end your combo and you'll win. Doesn't get it, but man, I mean, you at least get to, I almost said walk off the stage. Listen, you're in the hot seat now, brother. You're not getting off the stage until you either win or go home, right? But if you were to walk off the stage, you're going to walk off of that stage with a little bit of shakiness in the tone.
Yeah, but I'm going to say right now that Dawn is looking very pumped. Like, he is, like, when you say he's in the hot seat, he is very hot right now. You know, he has all the momentum riding on his back here. We got a great win there against Uri, launching us into Losers Finals. We've been making a great Losers run as this whole time, as well as we've had to win losers round 1, then round 2, and then semis. Then now we're here in finals. We finally worked up to this point.
All right, now XCal. We got to see what happens now. If the first set is just data or not, kind of getting his chops back with the game. Dawn, though, as locked and loaded as ever, ready to try to capitalize on this type of opportunity.
Yeah, there is so much pressure right now on Excalibur Blades back, weighing on him like a gold medal. Excalibur Blades setting up our buttons. Dawn doesn't have to do anything right now, just chilling, enjoying the moment. You can see all the BlazBlue people enjoying the moment as well, folks. It is currently 10:35 at night here over in Orlando, Florida. It is very late. Yes. Many people want to be going to bed, but it just goes to show that, hey, BlazBlue Central Fiction is keeping these folks awake. Every single game has ended except for BlazBlue Central Fiction. Yes. We got the BlazBlue crowd coming in here, representing and showing their support for such a great game.
We can literally see every other setup off or displaying like the splash screen, man. But however, at the end of the day, it's quite poetic that Blaze was the one surviving till the very end. Quite poetic.
It is perfect. And this is going to be a perfect set to wrap up the loser side of the bracket. Excalibur Blades versus Dawn, the war of the puppets.
We got a straight Pokemon battle going on right now. Summons on summons, moves on moves.
Go, my wife.
Can go, my sister. Who also happens to be your daughter.
Yeah, and then imagine like getting your mom sent at you like a steel truck. Like,
I thought Family Feud was just a game show, man. Here we go. So far, XCal going to be on the offensive first.
All right, Excalibur Blades. Yeah, no, this offense looking perfect here from Excalibur Blades. Dawn holding up, though. Great defense so far, but how do you get out?
Oh, my goodness.
Fenritti made it look so easy.
I know. It's like, listen, if you showed me that, I would have thought that you just had some mids going on.
And there it is. Blocks out the super. Excalibur Blades should be able to clean this one up if we get enough meter here with the 50.
Oh, my goodness.
No, we don't even need to use it. Never mind. I think that's actually a very similar route to what we saw before that we were going crazy over.
Yeah.
It just looked a little bit different because we saw so many cross-ups in the last one. Instead, this was the same side.
Yep, and it was nice and optimized for the corner. You don't have to do any of the side swap shenanigans to make sure you're ensuring those claps hit. Oh, yeah, you cannot press into that at all, my friend. Here comes XCal taking advantage of it. Catches the backdash. And now not able to quite catch the burst.
Lay. Setting up the doll. Good check on that doll there from Scalp. Now a doll gauge for Dawn is looking rather low, and Excalibur Blaze is completely topped up. Has to respect those 2-2s. Spikes, though, from Dawn coming out.
Oh, yeah, there's no way to pick that up, especially on the ground. Oh, no! This is going to kill Nirvana!
Yeah, so that was a great play there from Dawn because forcing Excalibur Blaze to block that meant that we had no way to deactivate Ada. And so Ada had to eat all of those hits.
Goes to the grab there, no real punish. Out of the corner.
Bounce again. Kind of using it as a reversal in a way. Oh, wow!
Whoa! The clutch, but still ends up getting caught. Such a smart idea. However, that not quite there to get the follow-up.
Oh, no, into the corner. Oh, no. Can we block this out? We had no external resources to deal with this mix. We have to outlast it, jump out, do something, build up enough to get counter assault, and we let the counter assault rip. But Excalibur Blaze knows that, trying to bait it out, but unfortunately not able to find that punish. And Dawn outlasting that pressure sequence is able to escape.
Man, defense wins championships, and it might just win you a game in the losers finals as well. Such a good blocking sequence there, and a great challenge as well from Dawn. One of the things that gets overlooked about defense is always going to be when you choose a challenge and how good it is when you get there.
All right, now you got two characters on you. You got Ada trying to go for that low, but it completely whiffed, to my knowledge, from what I saw there.
I did not know if the twirl is going to be able to pick that one up there, though.
Okay, avoiding the spikes, and Ada, but gosh, we're just going to Pogo off of your mom. There we go. Perfect play there from Excalibur Blades. Fireball coming from the other side, locking down Dawn straight into the overhead RC, back into the blender. And a Dawn going to have to burst this one, right? We don't want to be put into that corner position. We don't want to be taking any more damage than we already have.
Oh, man. Oh, trying to get ambiguous with it, and sure does. Gets to the other side of Excal's block.
This should fully recharge Dog Gauge here for Dawn. Yes, and then we will be able to go into the hard knockdown ender. Dawn in a fantastic position now after that crush trigger.
And now you still don't have that much Dog Gauge to work with, but it should be just enough for one more route if you land this next mix-up.
There's the tech. Still blocking this out. Duos Bios, raw, just like so. And Scour Blades. Oh, no! I think we try to go for that same trick that we did before to escape the corner, but it's not going to work. And we're just going to go for the Canada Burst way up north there. And Dawn able to just punch him out of the skies, just like so. Dawn with game number 1 is kind of breathing a bit of a new life into this set here. Something very different from what we've been seeing before.
Absolutely. I mean, usually, it's like people who don't know Dawn, people got to know Excal just from, seeing all the Twitter bits and such. People who don't know Dawn will be like, oh, this is going to be a wash, man. Like, no, Dawn is mad good at this game. Oh yeah, my God.
And Dawn is continuing to prove that with this round. What a beatdown it has been. Near perfect is what Dawn is trying to work towards, and Scour Blades knows too that if we can get the snowball rolling, then we can actually just take this lead back into our own hands.
Okay, not there.
Wow, the last hits, catching Dawn, falling down. Scour Blades taking a little bit more damage, though. We don't want to be taking any more damage than we already have. Duos Bios raw just like so. Pogo to try and stay in the air, but that was your death sentence, signing it away. Dawn find the anti-air so easily after that.
All right, then Dawn goes ahead and picks up yet another round. You gotta see if he can continue to pick up this momentum. Excalibur Blades trying to showcase why he has won so many of these tournaments before.
Yeah, you can see Excalibur Blades waiting for that committal approach from Dawn, that we are then, using the air dash to go right on over and then catch Dawn in the process. And now look at the position Dawn is in because we didn't spend the burst unblockable twice.
Oh my gosh, and you're just dead. You have the meter for it. Oh, didn't go for the pop loops. Just wants to kill.
Jeez. Excalibur Blades smells of fear and is looking for that blood here. Excalibur Blades with a perfect takes that round, evening us up here in this game. Looking to even us up in the set as well. Dawn now pushing the aggression, but with that Dog Gauge running very low, Dawn has to retreat back to have that Dog Gauge recharge.
All right. Go, great fuzzy jump out there by Excal. Dawn even better fuzzy jump there against Ada. Doesn't want to have to deal with any of that pressure.
Yeah, having to eat the spike as a meaty.
Oh my goodness!
The chase down is crazy. Scour Blades being caught from behind. Dawn gonna be able to get a decent amount of damage. Not gonna be the most. We're still able to get that setup afterwards though. So sweet. Dude, Dawn is playing out of his mind. But the low poking out at Dawn in the first bait. Oh no, Avian, it might be over.
Oh, it might be. However, we have seen Dawn block these before. Maybe not that time, but is not going to get one more chance. You already know that Excal's got these. Claps. Claps. Oh, it reset! It dropped, but Dawn wasn't ready.
Oh, yeah, and Excalibur Blade is probably thinking like, yeah, I may not have gotten away with that. Or, sorry, may not have gone away with that in like a different universe. Yes. But in this one, this is the one that Excalibur Blades is able to take that round, win, and even us up. Now we have a set on our hands, folks. This is going to be going the distance.
Oh, yeah. As is everything this tournament so far.
All right, into the corner we go. Going for the low, and there's the small high as well. Doesn't find the full combo, but will be able to find it here. Not going to be the most damage, though, especially because the Excalibur Blade is not going to be spending any resources just yet. Holding on to it in the tank. Led lay attempt, but it's not going to be doing anything. Instead, stalling us in that position so the Excalibur Blades can continue putting all of this pressure on top of Dawn. Here it is. Keeping him in the corner, resetting Ada, backing up.
Not quite able to do much with it. Moms is on the case. Only a little bit of an extension there. Oh my gosh. Feels like Excal can't go anywhere. Hit wheel is just so strong in this type of matchup.
Both players at full screen. Excalibur respecting Dawn. I mean, look at Excalibur. We have so much health, and we might just be playing for a timeout. It's like, okay, Dawn, if you're not going to approach me, I'm just going to be okay with blocking all this out. I have my doll right on you, and that is the first time we've seen this super get activated. Dawn getting hit by the sleeper agent there.
Yep, got a bit too comfortable just trying to set up the sequences with his own puppet. Completely forgot about the menacing doll right in front of him.
Sending the spy into the back lines. That's how it felt like.
He's like, wait, I just called for pinwheel, but the doll's not moving. What do I do? And I was like, oh shoot, that's not mine.
Oh, and this is big here. No doll gauge here for Dawn. And Dawn not choosing to burst this either. Probably looking to burst it onto the mix-up. But that is very scary, right? Because we've seen Excalibur Blades go for so many of these burst baits here. And we might see another one. Dawn, oh wow, still holding on to it. Still holding on to this burst. We don't have enough health to make bursts even matter. Now we need to go all in on an OD.
Oh my gosh. No, I think he's going to try to kill him the old-fashioned way here. No OD necessary. Just wants to go for one more mix-up. Gets the throw.
This is massive. Excalibur Blades now has that burst available. 100 meter on deck. Excalibur Blades can't die in this combo. Not even with Dawn popping EA.
Josh gets to the other side. Not quite enough to kill.
One
you gotta watch out for the doll.
One touch. Going to full screen. Setting the doll. Trying to get a hit with the fireball. Dashing forward. Dashing forward.
Oh my gosh. Wait. The J2C so smart. Setting up. Way too smart. Right now, Dawn is a negative penalty.
Both players sending everything. Oh God! And we got the two dolls duking it out.
It's JoJo's part 3 up in here. Let's go. Then at the end of the day, Dawn takes the round after a slobber knocker between the two dolls. What a world!
This is anime as hell. Final round of game number 3. Excalibur Blades looking to get another point on board, trying to get in the lead of this set. Opening up Dawn. Big opening too. Dawn still doesn't have that resource anymore, doesn't have that burst, but we've seen Dawn make that comeback in the past, in that previous round right there. We could potentially see it again, but things are looking very dire. Excalibur Blades still with full health, and we find that final hit, and that is such a predictable burst with so little health left in the tank here for Dawn.
Yeah, I mean, it is really rough there. I mean, once you kind of start to go for like those tilt rolls, Excalibur catching them there, like, you get hit, you're like, oh man, I'm about to roll out. Like, I don't even want to deal with this anymore. Players at this level are never going to let you get away with that. And Dawn knows that, which is why he's been throwing his head back in frustration.
Okay, 2-1 for Excalibur Blades. That is the score. Will it be a 3-1? Will it be a 2-2? That is the question. Potentially the final game of this set. And what a way to start it off. Going straight for the overhit into the OD. Confirm Excalibur Blades getting a nice 3200 to start us off and taking that burst from Dawn as well.
Oh no. Took the burst. Dawn still has to hold all of this. Oh, here comes the unblockable. Oh my goodness, and the reset scaling as well.
Just like Clockwork Avian, the unblockable is an inevitability, and that's why, spending bursts and then immediately booking your way out of the corner is so important.
We are just seeing an offensive masterclass out here from Excal. Oh, got clipped. Will Tom will pick up, and he sure is. What awareness out here, even on the back foot.
Oh yeah, try to go for that throw. Great heads up play from Excalibur Blades, going for the tech, not letting Dawn get a free doll recharge, but since we still get combo, Doll will be back, gets the ender to get that knockdown. Roll out of the corner there from Excalibur Blades, escaping, but not with his life, as Dawn grabs him by the shoulder like Darkseid with the Superman cape saying, hey, where are you going? Get back into the corner.
Oh my gosh. It's like, listen, who do you think taught you how to roll like that? Who do you think taught you how to do those evasions? You got to get your behind back here. Get in these mix-ups. And now all of a sudden, Carl Clover trying to find the final hit.
Oh my god, I think Excalibur Blades has kind of struck gold with that round start here, or, maybe not, dropping into the gold mines instead, as Dawn is initiating a cave-in on Excalibur Blades here in the corner.
Set up here. Good block on the overhead.
Oh yeah, fantastic defense for Excalibur Blaze,
no.
but we eventually cracked Dawn, breaking him wide open.
To the side. Do some crazy stuff. He ends up going cross up. Doesn't stay same side, tried to grab, but he got hit. So you're gonna be able to throw him. Oh, you already know what time it is. You get the combo.
Yeah, counter assault combos are so gross there. The fact that Ada can just sit behind you and then can put you in the corner just like that is crazy. Now Dawn in the corner. Excalibur Blaze popping OD. Oh, this is where things get scary. Super comes out as a bit of a Hail Mary. Excalibur Blaze not going to have any of it. 100-meter. Can we spin it on the Super? Yes, we will. Excalibur Blaze winning that last round, denying Dawn game number 5, and instead now launching Excalibur Blaze back up to Grand Finals to get that rematch versus Fenritti.
If I had a nickel for every time that Excalibur Blades was in the loser's side of a grand finals today, not 2 nickels, man. This cat is cooking.
Absolutely, man. I am so thrilled. Excalibur Blades on the loser side of the bracket is one of the scariest things I have ever seen, I want to say. I mean, we just saw it earlier today with Avatar getting that reverse 3-0 after the reset. That was absurd. But then, at Frosty Faustings at 2026 earlier this year, he did the same thing, winning 6 games in a row versus Fuku, getting the reset and taking it all the way home. And you know what? While Fenritti may have dominated him there in winners finals, that was very much the case with Fuku versus Excalibur Blaze at winners finals at Frosty's. Same story, 3-0 from Fuku, completely dismantled Excalibur Blaze. We might be seeing the same case here.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Excal at this point had to, at the very least, warm up. Like, we saw a ton of uncharacteristic drops from him in his initial set against Fenritti. Now, again, while execution is kind of the primary barrier to Carl, with how good that Fenritti is into this character, you also need to be ready to adapt and ready to adapt faster than you have before.
Absolutely, and both players are now getting ready. You can see Excalibur Blaze probably running those calculations in his head real quick, thinking about how he wants to approach this matchup, how he should be approaching it differently, because Fenritti has already shown that he knows how to play around the doll in neutral. He knows how to play defense against Carl as well, and the fact that he can just jump out, which, you know, what seems like free a lot of the time.
Yeah, but it's like now it's going to be on you. The earnest at this point is going to be on you as the offender, right? It's like when you have a DP, you recognize you have that power, and no one does that better than Fenritti, especially after we saw that last set. We saw it there before. It's like, for example, like you said, with the super jump air throw, while he was outside of the corner, while he had Excal in the corner, right? Like, you only get to see those things once you've established that that DP is on your horizon as a defensive option, and you need to play around it on O.
Right, exactly. And then I think we just need to tighten up some defense as well. You know, getting the reaction times up, checked again. You know, 6A, very hard to react to, right? We call it an unreactable and unblockable for a reason. But yeah, no, that is like one of the main toolkits. Like once you see that 50-meter on the side of Jin, okay, now those red lights gotta be flashing. 6A is on the horizon.
We're gonna get this button check going for our grand finals between our top 2 seeds, between arguably the 2 best players of this game in the world at this time.
Yes, and just like fate would have it, this will be the final set of Saturday here at CEO, transitioning us from Saturday, which had so many finals, so many round 2s and top 24s, top cuts, and now we're going to be transitioning towards the top 8 finals day on Sunday tomorrow as we get straight into grand finals. Excalibur Blaze coming in from loser side onto the Carl Clover and Fenritti on a winner side as the reigning king in this bracket so far on the Jin.
We have one more champion to crown today after, as you said, a long day giving out belts, giving out medals. Now, Xcal already has one. Is he going to go ahead and secure 2 in the span of 24 hours? Or is Fenritti going to come and spoil the hometown hero in terms of America?
In the span of 24 hours? You mean in the span of 2 hours? Got to shorten it a little bit right there.
Because
Excalibur Blaze has been going at it for all of today. There's that 6A coming through. Not going to be the biggest threat for Excalibur Blaze, but it does always reset that situation, even if you're not getting the most damage off of that 6A. Okay, great vacuum, bringing Fenritti into the corner off of the Ada coming off screen.
Good block so far from Fenritti. Ooh, wanted to try to get a grab tech out of Fenritti, doesn't quite find it.
Okay, Ada is down. Things are looking dire, and there it is, the 6A RC. Fenritti now taking round 1. And yeah, it's like looking a lot the same what we saw before. You know, Fenritti knowing how to kill Ada as quickly as possible. There it is with the JCs, and Excalibur Blaze trying to vary up the timing by going for the activate into the deactivate. But a lot of times when we do that, we're kind of stalling Carl as a character. So that's the only threat on the table that Fenritti has to worry about, and can kind of just be like a same like a bit of like a guard dog. It's like, okay, you're going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep pressing my buttons and keep killing Ada whenever it comes online.
Right. Here we go, though. Right now, you are trapped.
Yeah, see, he's still pressing those 5As.
Yep. I mean, hey, the 5As, like I said, like, listen, sometimes you don't need to stop sign, you just got to yield a little bit.
It's like, stop, pause.
Yeah, it's like, all right, we don't got to stop for real, we just got to pause real quick.
Okay, bringing Ada closer.
All right, here we go.
Okay, there it is. Brave pickup there from Excalibur Blaze. Taking now Fenritti into the corner where Excalibur Blaze should theoretically thrive. Now the question is, how long are we going to be able to keep Fenritti in the corner? Well, for a decent amount of time now with that. Oh, what a throw!
Oh, no.
Yeah, oh no indeed, Avian.
Yeah, I mean,
oh no indeed.
Dead. You're just dead. Fenritti goes ahead, takes it.
Let's see it already. There's the overdrive finish there, flashing on the screen, letting us all know that Fenritti now has a 1 point over Excalibur Blaze. 1-0 here from the winner side.
Man, not here to play at all. Well, here to play, BlazBlue, but not here to play in this bracket. Wants a W and wants it now.
Yeah, Fenritti maybe getting that salty run back after losing out of the bracket there in Fatal Fury. It's like, you know what? You can't be the only one with the win by multi-bracketing.
It's like, listen, we can all do that. That'd be so funny if in quote-unquote the side games, they both won their side game.
All right. Dancing around here mid-screen. Okay, nice slide coming through. A very aggressive approach there from Carl alone, but I think Excalibur Blaze is starting to get a feel of that rhythm. They're like, okay, now we have to be approaching way more with Carl rather than using Ada as that wall.
Oh, was really willing to chase down that backslide? Like, that's why he's just the best.
Yeah, trying to keep Ada just at range. Perfect there. Using the nails at the perfect opportunity, but unfortunately not able to find anything afterwards. And Fenritti now will be getting that follow-up off that 6A RC.
And it all started off tech buttons. That's the anime classic, baby.
Dude, I can't block it. And clearly, Excal's having a hard time dealing with that overhead as well.
Oh, there we go. Trying to utilize the block stun of the air blocked 623D. So far, not finding much, though. Just wants to reposition Ada. Trying to get something going, because so far, all doll gauge juice have been doll gauge wasted.
Once again, like, Excalibur Blaze kind of feels like he's forced to play a bit more of a solo character now. You know, Ada has been carrying him so far in the rest of this bracket, but Fenritti has been that first wall saying, no, you cannot use Ada as much as you've been using it before, and you have to be approaching way more with Carl alone. And Carl is not a great character on his own, right? Very stubby buttons, movement is kind of whatever, right? He really needs that doll to take him to the next level.
Oh, no. He can take him to the next step. Get out with the conversion, but drops it. Oh my
God. We find the low anyways. Fenritti not spending that burst, taking this damage, taking the mix-up. That's going to be a round here for Excal.
Not taking the mix-up at all either. Just gets hit by the straight 2B. Here we go. Now Excal finally on the board.
Yes, round apiece.
Got to see if we can maintain the same composure. Already got his 1 belt. See if we can take this back to the promised land.
Yeah, almost would have been a really nice pickup. I think we had to like jump cancel that to make that work.
Just denies any sort of chance for Ada to get started. There. The defense is just so good, both actively and passively, making sure that he's in no position to even go near those follow-ups.
Yeah, and look how Xcal has been adapting so far. Count how many times Fenritti has been hitting Ada in these past couple rounds. Not as much as he used to.
Oh my gosh.
But still finding those small hits here and there regardless, and it is really adding up over time. It is a significant amount of damage after multiple hits in a row, and Fenritti stacking on the damage here. Not going to be enough as the OD did not last long enough to go for something like an EA finish. Excalibur still roaming free, very low health, needs to find this comeback here against Fenritti because Fenritti is looking to establish a 2-0 lead against Excalibur here in Grand Finals.
Oh Yo, asking Ada why she keeps hitting herself.
Dude, it feels like...
Oh my gosh!
It feels like X-Scout can't do anything.
Yeah, it's like he can't do his traditional calls because he knows at the moment that comes up. Look at that. Now just trying to play a lot more passively because he knows that 1 or 2 more mixes will do it. DPRC gets you out.
Now DPRC kind of doing two things, right? We're killing Ada and we're also killing Carl at the same time when they're both in range. And hey, if we don't hit Carl, well, we got RC and now we're suddenly out of that pressure.
2 more rounds before we have to see whether or not we're going to crown Fenritti as champion. Meanwhile, Xcal trying to pull the same stunt that he's done before.
Yeah, so far, Fenritti has won 5 games against Excalibur in a row in this bracket so far. Fenritti really cementing that, yeah, no, you don't run the show anymore, Xcal.
And I mean, like you said, Ada just gets no chance to move at all. And the moment that she does, it's when Xcal is already out of the driver's seat and Fenritti just taking over the car.
All right, send the doll out. Great usage of those air normals to catch Ada even when we're in a bit of an awkward position.
Uh-oh. Tries to go to the other side. Great blocks out here from Fenritti. A little bit late on the grab tech. And all of a sudden, here comes Ada, here comes Carl trying to make some magic happen. Wow, perfect. What an unfortunate clash.
Okay, yeah, calling Ada back towards Xcal to help him out here in mid-screen. Can't activate Ada though. Fenritti still keeping him in check, trying to go for the grab, not gonna work, but it's okay. Excalibur Blades able to catch Fenritti, making it over that fence.
There we go. Trying to go for the grab, recover the time. DPRC. There no time it is. Just saw the OD on deck for Xcal, but wants no parts of it. Just wants to get out as quickly as possible.
Anti-air, there's the low hit. That's going to be it. 9 seconds left on the clock, and Excalibur Blades now getting another round, but struggling to close it out, struggling to get a game on the table here.
Nothing able to do with disadvantage. So far, nothing. Gets the air throw.
All right, great amount of damage here coming in from Fenritti. Decent amount of damage, right? But
it is off an air throw.
Yeah, yeah.
All things considered. Ooh, Claps trying to trap Fenritti somewhere. However, these jumps, once again, just so clutch.
Air dash in. Okay, we find a low conversion. That's big here. Excalibur Blade still looking really low there on that Ada gauge.
He's got clips. Won't be able to do anything with his OD. Gets the walker to the other side, and now all of a sudden, it's Fenritti on the offensive. Lands the combo, but just barely runs out of OD. And all of a sudden, Fenritti on the back foot once again.
Yeah, couldn't make it work. Fenritti, though, escaping the corner in a small attempt, but Excalibur still able to swat him out of the air like a fly. Ada now down for the count for just a little bit. Excalibur has to survive until then, or at least find a single hit. But right now, Excalibur Blades is pulling the run-away tactic of creating distance between Fenritti here, but has backed him up into the wall. Or backed up Fenritti to the wall in the process. Great usage of the doll from the other side the moment it came back to catch Fenritti with the nails and secure his first game.
As you can see here, both players trying to take a bit of a deep breath. try to recalibrate themselves. It is pretty late, so you don't want to be making any sort of mistakes due to that fatigue.
Yeah, almost midnight here, folks, at CEO. And both players looking to close it out sooner rather than later. 6A finding its hit there against the Excalibur Blades, and a lot of these ambiguous same side overheads coming in from Fenritti as well. Like I said, it's like, you just give Agito to Jin as a regular button. Such a strong aerial button to kind of just throw it out and be very ambiguous. Are we going for a cross-up? Are we going for a same side? It can be very hard to tell.
Oh my gosh, 5C starter. Especially when Excal's on point, that is going to hurt. Wow, that going same side was crazy. And this crush counter hitting is even crazier. Oh no!
Excalibur Blades giving Fenritti a lot of respect on wake up. For good reason. He blocks. Chicken blocks in fact too, not wanting to deal with that 6A pressure. Also because Fenritti is going for a lot of this stagger pressure, leaving a lot of gaps.
Ooh, I like that the RC to make sure that it is absolutely burst safe. Excal starting to find a bit of his bearings here.
Yeah, finding his footing indeed. Pogo hit.
Oh no! You can't block those BNC buttons on the air, man! Like, you can't do that!
Yeah, Fenritti being able to convert that air hit in and like dragging Excalibur Blades all the way down to the ground into the B hit. Yeah, perfect play there from Fenritti. But now we are in a completely different situation where Excalibur Blades is in control, putting Fenritti under lock and key here. How do we play this mix up?
Oh my gosh, how did he block that?
Dude, I got no clue!
How did he block
and
that
the air dash in for the JC!
Oh my gosh, you're not quite dead. However, it's going to be real close. The 6A to do it. And that might be one of the most well-earned rounds in BlazBlue history, man. What a block and what a conversion from Fenritti.
Yeah, continuing to find these hits here against Ada to deplete that gauge. And, depleting the gauge is very important too, because not only are you giving Excalibur Blades less moves to work with in neutral, but even if Carl is able to find a hit, you don't have enough gauge to be able to keep that offense going for a significant amount of time unless you are able to find a hit. Unless you're able to find another combo. Here we go. Oh my god. The lead that Fenritti is building up so far. Look at the red blood there on Excalibur Blades' health bar. Now completely gone, pushing him into this critical range here. One good hit from Fenritti will seal it off. We still have OD. We still have 50 meter for super.
I like that. Just trying to make sure that you are never in between Ada and Carl. Oh, and that should be it. He doesn't drop these. We see him go for the super, and that'll be it. Fenritti wins CEO 2026 from the winner side.
Yes, Fenritti, your BlazBlue Central Fiction CEO 2026 champion!
Man, what a tournament from him. What a weekend from him. And a way to cap it off with the literal last belt of the night.
Yeah, man, everything coming full circle. Fenritti being the king of CEO BlazBlue back in 2019, winning all those tournaments, showing he is the strongest BlazBlue player. And now coming back to CEO for the first time since, and keeping up that undefeated record here, showing that he's still in control and that you should always fear him when you see him in the bracket. Getting another belt, getting another medal, and showing such a great game off here to this audience that we still have here outside. You can still hear them chattering. You can still hear the crowd cheering because, man, what a night it has been. It is currently 11 p.m. here over in Orlando, Florida. It has become very late, but like you said, this is the final game to end it off for today.
Yeah, I mean, today has been so awesome. I mean, the main stage was sick in terms of the games we got to see today. And then, of course, I mean, the side stages have been absolutely outstanding in terms of what we've gotten to witness. I mean, saw the BlazBlue stream.